Hi everybody, day 4 of COVID lockdown in South Africa, and this is tip 4 of how to build brand confidence. So today I really want to carry on with the conversation from yesterday, which is about purpose. So every business, no matter its size, starts off for a reason, and that reason is to fulfill a need of sorts. And this is actually the organization's purpose and the reason that they exist. Initially, when you start up, there are 3 elements which make the organization successful. And they are your purpose, it's what you deliver, the service you provide, your clients, and yourself. And every entrepreneur understands this. They have a close relationship with their clients, they fulfill their clients' needs, and at this stage, the client and their need is the center of their business universe. And the entire business revolves around those 3 things: themselves, the client, and the service they offer, which is their purpose. There are 9 stages that any business goes through, and usually your business, if it's a startup business, would be going through the first 3 stages. And that is the concept stage, which is where you create and you excite. The second stage is the takeoff stage. That's when people start realizing that you're there and you start having to put your head down and sell and do. And then there's the third stage, which is the stable stage, which you now established, people know who you are, and you just try and maintain things in the way they are. These 3 stages are really what we call the growing phase of an organization, and the narrative and the conversations that business have in these 3 stages are really around the fact that customers are opportunities. There are many problem solvers in your organization. You're innovative, you're open and liberal, you take risks, you've got forward momentum, you're sales and action focused, you're lean and functional, and you've got direct communications and an open door policy with your clients. And one of the important things is that you're great at good focus, so your purpose is key. The business will eventually reach a stable, ambitious stage, which is stage 4. And what you take to market will be a confident brand driven by purpose and intent. And as the business grows and expands, though, so does the risk. A large part of the risk is that the founders of the business get caught up in the whirlwind of running the business and lose focus on what really matters, your core purpose and what you're delivering to the client. And before you know it, there is the purpose and 4 focal points, or even 5. The thing that you need to understand is that you now are in a business where it's not just yourself, the customer, and the product you offer. It's now the purpose, what that purpose means to the people in your business, what it means to your customers, and how do you deliver your purpose. And then you've now got process and procedures of the business operation as well to look at. And as the organization grows and adds different layers of teams, you find yourself more caught up in a whirlwind than ever, and eventually you lose sight of your purpose. And your purpose becomes more about managing the operations and the risk and less about delivering your core purpose. The customer realizes this and begins to move away, and before you know it, the conversation turns to that of a declining business, and the narrative of the business falls along these lines. Customers become intrusions. You're driven by the structure and the personalities of the people. Personal success through good impressions and following the status quo. There are many problem makers and not problem solvers. You avoid risk at all costs, and that's not where innovation lies. You're internally focused. You're corporate and head office driven. You're profit and control focused. You're politically orientated, excessive and dysfunctional. And eventually, individual focus takes over from the greater good. So the question is, how do you counteract that? How do you stop losing your purpose or forgetting about it? Because let me tell you, there will be no respite from the whirlwind as layer upon layer gets added onto the successful business, until such time as stagnation sets in. And one thing you can be sure of is that unless you have a deliberate approach to ensuring that everyone in the business understands their purpose and how what they do delivers what you've promised your client, you will land up in a situation where your purpose gets lost. You and the leaders and the people in the business need a high level of AQ, adaptability quotient to enable you to pivot when necessary and continually remind yourself of what your purpose is, continually refocus yourself on what you need to do differently to deliver that purpose. But you don't just need AQ, you also need a mindset of continuous change, and that means to share meaningful messaging which enables you to create a sense of mission, enthuse, invigorate, change and adopt. A consistent message, narrated using a lexicon designed to keep everyone aware of the purpose, is the only solution to ensure that even if you get stuck in the whirlwind, there's someone to pull you back out. That's our message for today. There'll be more information about how we can help you either find or establish your purpose below. So once again, thanks to our first responders, thanks to our security who are keeping everybody in their homes. Stay safe, look after yourself. Until tomorrow when we catch up again. Cheers.